The Forever King is a fantasy book written by Molly Cochran and Warren Murphy, the authors of Grandmaster, which reached number 3 on the New York Times bestseller list. The Forever King is the first in the Forever King Trilogy. The second title is The Broken Sword. King Arthur returns, while the third book is called The Third Magic.Robert Jordan, author of the Dragon Reborn, calls The Forever King a fresh and exciting view of the Arthur legend. Set in modern and medieval times, the antagonist Saladin has lived through many of the world's ages by using the Holy Grail, until he loses it. The cup finds its way into the hands of 10-year-old Arthur Blessing. Now Hal Wozniak must protect Arthur and the Grail from the madman Saladin, who kills anyone that ever stands in his way between him and the cup. The Forever King is 55 chapters divided into 3 sections entitled Book 1, The Boy, Book 2, The Cup, and Book 3, The King. Summary. From the front inside flap of the Forever King. In a darkened house not far from the place where Camelot may once have stood, a madman schemes. Once the cup that men call the Holy Grail was his, soon it will be his again. The Grail's protectors are few and weak. An alcohol-soaked ex-FBI agent, a courtly old gentleman who once, long ago, held awesome power, and a 10-year-old boy. Arthur Blessing is no ordinary boy. The Grail is his by chance this time, but the power to keep it is his by right. Now he must stay alive long enough to use that power. Arthur needs a defender, a man of great strength, skill, purity, and faith. Fate has given him Hal Wozniak, a broken-down drifter plagued by nightmare memories of a dead child. When Hal quit the FBI, he practically quit the human race as well. Now, at the darkest time in his life, he is offered the chance to redeem himself. Once he failed to save a child. Once he failed to save the world. He will not fail again. Main characters: Arthur Blessing, 10-year-old Chicago boy that finds the Holy Grail and is the reincarnated Arthur of England. Hal Wozniak, drunk ex-FBI agent that fights to protect Arthur and is the reincarnated Sir Galahad. Merlin, wizard of Camelot and mentor of Arthur who seeks to give Arthur the cup. Saladin, antagonist who has lived for thousands of years and will stop at nothing to get the Holy Grail back. Secondary characters: Bohort, a Knight of the Round Table. Chastain, Scotland Yard lab agent that assists Candy in the investigation. Chief director of the FBI that Hal calls on for help. Constable James Jack Nubbet Dent's local constable first put in charge of finding Arthur. Dr. Mark Cole, Saladin's doctor in the asylum Maplebrook. Emily Blessing, brilliant but easily distressed aunt that raised Arthur Blessing. Frank Morton, director of the game show Go Fish. Gaffier is a Knight of the Round Table. Gawain, the Green Knight, a Knight of the Round Table. Hafiz Chagla, one of Saladin's men and the electrician at Maplebrook that helped him escape. Hamid Laghawa, one of Saladin's men, an Algerian that worked as an assistant at the Bournemouth Library while Saladin was at Maplebrook. Higgins, Scotland Yard lab agent that assists Candy in the investigation. Inspector Brian Candy, Scotland Yard inspector sent to help Hal and Emily find Arthur. Jeff Brown, abducted boy that Hal could not save from a burning building when he was still an FBI agent. Joe Starr, host of the CBS game show Go Fish that Hal plays. Canna, a caveman that lived for hundreds of thousands of years with the cup before Saladin stole it from him. Launcelot, a Knight of the Round Table. Lionel, a Knight of the Round Table. Lucan, a Knight of the Round Table. Matilda Grimes, old English woman that is Wilson on Hamble's tax collector, village clerk, and building inspector. She keeps the county records and helps Hal find the house where Arthur is being kept. Mordred, 12-year-old boy and alleged son of Arthur. He stabs Arthur in battle, which kills Arthur, although not before Arthur stabs Mordred back, killing him. Mrs. Sloane, innkeeper in England, where Hal and Emily stay. Mustafa Aziz, one of Saladin's men. Nimuz, wild but beautiful young woman that lives in the woods and can talk to animals. Perceval, Knight of the Round Table. Tom Rogers, boy that comes to see Camelot and hear the hoofbeats of the knights riding each St. John's Eve. Tristram, Knight of the Round Table. Vanod Abad, one of Saladin's men.